From skipping basketball practices to skateboarding to playing in the NBA,
Schroder to the rim, puts it in, and a foul! The Lakers have the lead!
Dennis Schroder's unlikely journey to the league is full of ups and downs, including a tragic life-altering moment. So let's take a look at Schroder's uplifting story, fashionable lifestyle, and the incredible reason why he dyes a patch of his hair blonde. Number 8. Dennis Schroder's early life. Born in Braunschweig, Germany, Schroder's journey to the NBA could really be a Hollywood movie. But that's not the only incredible story in the Schroder household. Another tale that could hit the big screen is how his dad, Axel Schroder, met and married his mom, Fatou Naji. While on vacation in Banjul, the capital of Gambia, Axel was on his way to a German restaurant when he passed by a hair salon in which Fatou was working. Long story short, the very next year, she visited him in Germany, and not too long after, the two were married and about to welcome their son, Dennis. But like any good story, there has to be some rough times too, and unfortunately for Dennis, he and his older sister Awa and her older brother Shay had to deal with a lot of name calling and felt ostracized from the other kids in Germany. Dennis's brother Shay found skateboarding as an escape and even earned a clothing and equipment sponsorship. Dennis followed his brother's footsteps, and by the time he was 11, he was famous in the area for his skateboarding skills. He also enjoyed playing soccer in the park with friends or table tennis at a sports club. After his brother broke his arm attempting to do a trick, their mom wanted the two of them to find a safer sport to play, and that is how Dennis's basketball journey began. But it would take a real tragedy for Schroder to truly commit himself to the game of basketball. Number 7. How he started basketball. According to his earlier coaches, Schroder just had the basketball gift. He was supposed to be good enough at 14 to be one of 39 players invited to a youth national team training camp. However, despite his talent, Schroder lacked the discipline and consistency early on to maximize his potential. He would often skip out on practices and pick skateboarding over basketball. But unfortunately for Dennis, he would have to learn a painful lesson about how short life can be in order to dedicate himself fully to basketball. When he was 16 years old, his father Axel passed away suddenly from heart failure. Just a week prior, Dennis had promised his father that he would take basketball more seriously, and after his dad's passing, Dennis discovered a letter he had written to his son about how he supported and believed in Dennis's basketball dream. Dennis basically shifted his entire life to pursue basketball and to honor his dad.
Und wo dann mein Papa verstorben ist, dann war das halt so, wo ich gesagt habe, ich werde nur Basketball machen und werde mich darauf konzentrieren.
No longer did he spend the entire day at the skate park. Instead, after school, he caught the bus and went to the youth team gym for a 2-hour practice, and then would stay at the gym from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. where he would work on his jumper and participated in the team's second practice of the day. His routine wasn't done yet. He would stick around until 11:30 p.m. playing pickup games and one-on-ones, and then finally getting home by 1 a.m. to get some rest. Now, all of this hard work paid off when he began his professional basketball journey in 2010. Number 6. Journey to the NBA. Dennis's professional career began with SG Braunschweig, which was a farm team for the Phantom Braunschweig. Now, you would think that a future NBA player would dominate a second-tier German league right away. But if that was the case, then Dennis's story wouldn't be so inspirational. Instead, in his first year with the team, he only averaged 8 points and 2 assists. But with hard work, focused on developing his skill set further, he took over the league in his second year, where he bumped his averages to nearly 18 points and 7 assists. During that year, he even got a call up to the Phantoms team, but only played 8 minutes a game for them. The very next year, he played 25 minutes a game for the Phantoms and won the Most Improved Player trophy and was named the best young German player, after which he declared for the NBA. Number 5. Career achievements. His dreams of playing in the league came true in 2013 when the Atlanta Hawks selected him 17th overall in the first round. We can only imagine how proud his dad would have been to watch his son make that walk up to the podium and wear the Hawks hat.
I promised that my dad and the dream come through, so it's an amazing feeling.
But like most of Schroder's playing career, it wasn't smooth sailing for the Hawks at first. The learning curve was steep, and it wouldn't be for another 2 years that he started to get some buzz as one of the best young point guards in the game. Schroder had a career year with the Hawks in the 2016-2017 season after he got the starting point guard position. He averaged nearly 18 points a game with 6 assists. He even found more success in the 6th man role for Oklahoma City Thunder. Backing up the likes of Chris Paul and a young Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Schroder led led the league in scoring off the bench with 18.9 points per game, while shooting a career-high 46.9% from the field. Even though he finished as a runner-up for the Sixth Man Award, many believe that he should have won it. Since then, Schroder has had trouble finding a true home, bouncing between teams like the Lakers, Celtics, and Rockets. Most recently, he found himself back in the Laker purple and gold and has been a vital piece coming off the bench for the storied franchise. And when you've played for so many great teams and you're representing an entire nation in the NBA, it makes sense that you would amass a very loyal fan base. Number 4. Social media presence. Dennis's primary mode of interaction is Instagram. On there, he has over 2.2 million followers, and on the gram, Dennis showcases his game highlights, some behind-the-scene footage, and pictures of what it is like being an NBA player, and of course a few family pictures with his wife Ellen Schroder and their children. He also uses that platform to advertise his fashion brand and unique sense of style, but more on that one in a little bit. First, let's take a look at the various contracts that Schroder has earned and one incredibly lucrative one that he ended up passing on. Number 3. NBA contracts. Dennis has been in the league since 2013, so the 10-year vet has definitely seen his fair share of NBA contracts. He started his NBA career on a 4-year, $7.5 million deal, which he saw shoot up tremendously to a 4-year, $70 million deal. And it's no wonder the German superstar is known to be obsessed with gold, and even has 2 Audis with a wrap that makes it appear to be 24-karat gold bar on the wheels. And not to mention his white Mercedes AMG G-Wagon, and of course his matte black Lambo. However, from that lucrative contract, there is a stark drop-off. His next contract would be a 1-year, $5.8 million deal with the Celtics, and then his most current contract, which is a 1-year, $2.6 million deal with the Lakers. However, if you have followed Dennis's story, you would know that the Lakers offered a 4-year, $84 million deal in 2021, which Dennis rejected because he felt he could get more. Ouch. Now, we know he must be regretting not taking that deal, but luckily for Schroder, basketball isn't his only source of income. Number 2. Fashion brand. As we mentioned earlier, Dennis is obsessed with fashion. He has 2 different fashion brands under his name, the first being Atelier Drip, which is a perfume brand, while his clothing brand is called That's Tough. His love for fashion might have started early in his life when his mom insisted that Dennis not shy away from the kids who called him names when he was younger. Instead, she encouraged Dennis to stand out, which resulted in Dennis's trademark look of having a blonde patch above his left temple. Along with his fashion brands, he has also been an owner of a nightclub in Germany called the DS-17 Lounge. He also invested in his former team in Braunschweig, and that must have felt like a full circle moment for Dennis. But along with those investments and businesses, Dennis also has a shoe deal with Puma. Number 1. His net worth. In terms of his net worth, we would have to take into consideration all of his various NBA deals along with a handful of businesses and investments and endorsements, not to mention his earlier deals with his clubs in Germany. With all of that being said, we would estimate that his net worth is somewhere around the $50 million mark, but what makes it a bit tricky to know for sure is that we don't have any insights as to how lucrative his business and brands really are. But still, the $50 million mark seems pretty reasonable, plus the way he has been recently playing, he could very well earn himself a few more contracts in the NBA. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you are notified the next time we upload a new video. And with that being said, you just watch us break down Dennis Schroder's uplifting story and fashionable lifestyle. We'll see you next time.